Welcome to another edition of 42 Straight Years In. I'm washing right now. I hope this microphone don't pick up that washer. I close the door so it won't be so loud. On my crackhead update, I haven't been anywhere. A couple of days ago, my old lady's sister, she was sick, lovely. So we went out to deep North Dallas and spent the night with her and got her back right. So I don't have a crackhead update. We drove straight from deep North Dallas back to East Dallas. What I do want to discuss is close by where I live is some projects. It's a large housing project. Man, I look at all the little kids out there running around, playing with each other, no masks, no nothing on. They ain't got nothing on. They just all out there all day. While Landwell mama, she's probably in the house with a Chad and Tyrone and old one-eyed Jerome. She in there smoking blunt and he playing on the Xbox and the PlayStation. And the kids outside while she doing double monkey backflips with Chad and Tyrone. And I look at these poor kids, man, they not enjoying no American dream. They living not by American standards. They're living an American nightmare. Now, she thinking eventually she'll catch somebody. She'll win a guy who has a bag. They all talk about they're getting the bag. But she's only a 39 or 3 who thinks she's a 9. She just got good wop, that's all. It might not be good, but she'll give it up quick, fast, in a hurry. That's why Chad and Tyrone is hanging around. These poor little kids, I look at them, I say, man, this is pathetic. Now, the Texas prison system had a statistic that 80% of those guys incarcerated come from single parent families. 80% come from single families. And in order for this lady, the project is based on income. Even though it's some males live there, most of those guys going to be disabled or elderly in their own housing. But it's income based. So if she living there, her income is extremely low. I look at us, man, this is pathetic. I hope these poor kids don't be a pipeline to the prison complex. Okay, that's my rant and raving. I had one subscriber, several times he told me to discuss or to talk about the prison rodeo. The rodeo was held in the month of October on a Sunday. And back during that time, it was only 14 prisons. And they would allow the inmates to go to the rodeo. They had a list they would put up on the bulletin board. You had to sign that list in order to be selected to go to the rodeo. On one Sunday, they'll let the southern units go. They'll split them up. Because during that time, they only had Ramsey 1, Ramsey 2, Retrieve, Clemens, Central, just the 1, just the 2, and Darrington. Those were the southern units. And they would split them up. Maybe Ramsey 2 and Clemens would go one Sunday. And they would allow the female inmates to attend the rodeo. During that time, the female inmates were housed in Huntsville at the Goree unit. Now, in order to be selected to participate in the rodeo, they would do the same thing. They would put a bulletin up on the board. You had to sign the bulletin, and you would be selected by the unit warden on who is allowed to participate in the rodeo. So in 1978, I signed it just for the hell of it. I wanted to go just to get off the unit, get to hang out at the walls, and also to duck that hard field work. We would go on a Monday, the last Monday in September. We would go. They would give you time to practice. A lot of guys who participate in the rodeo, they never dealt with a horse or a Brahma bull. They never had a dealing with one. So they give you time to get used to it. Now, I was fortunate. The guy who won the rodeo for the last 10 years running, he was assigned to the Ramsey unit. He win it every year. During that time, he was 57 years old at his last rodeo, and he won it. Now, I signed up, and I speak on this warden all the time, Wildcat, Warden J.B. Anderson. He called me down to the office and said, hey, I see your name on the rodeo list. You want to go to the rodeo? You ever rode a horse, a wild horse, or a bull? I said, no, sir, I haven't. He said, well, I'm going to allow you to go. I hope like hell that bull break your neck, but I'm going to send you anyway. So, after I was talking to him on the bus on our way to Huntsville, he said it was 14 of us from Ramsey going to participate. They got different, they put a tobacco sack on a bull's horn, and it started out with $25. You snatch the sack off the bull horn, well, that's your money. Then they had the wild calf milking contest, the bronc riding, the bull riding, the roping, and I didn't want to participate in none of that. So he asked me, he said, hey, youngster, what you going to participate in? I said, man, I'm gonna try the bronc riding. He immediately told me, he said, you ever rode a wild horse before? I said, no, man. He said, you don't want to start now. He said, go for the bull. So when we made it to Huntsville, to the Walls unit, they assigned us our housing, and then the following day they took us out to the rodeo grounds, which was inside of the Walls unit. And they got these barrels. They put you on this barrel, and it's hooked up like a rubber band, and it bounces like hell. They see if you can stay on that barrel. If you can't handle that barrel, you don't have a chance against a bull, because a bull rolls his muscles while he's jumping. That's what's going to throw you off. And you need strong legs. They show you how not to get your hands caught up in the loop. And he demonstrated to me how to ride a bull. He could stay on that barrel just as easy. I don't care what they do. Can't throw this guy. And this was an old man. I think I was 26. This old man can ride. Every year, that's how he makes his money off the rodeo. He win enough money at the rodeo to carry him the rest of the year and to do his craft. Plus, he worked with the horses and the bulls every day. That was his job. Back then, they were called stock boys. Well, anyway, if you stayed on it, riding the bull is time. And first ride, I think I made it to 4 seconds. You got to stay on 8 in order to qualify. But during the qualification, I made the 8 seconds. That's why I was able to participate. Now, I finished third my first time there. And that was good. I think I won $90. Now, also, a lot of inmates get hurt at that rodeo. That's why they have 2 ambulances sitting right there, man. Guys get hurt. And he had told me, say, if a bull throw you, do not try to get up. Stay on the ground. That bull is not going to step on you. He's too afraid to break his leg. I've had one touch me with his hoof, but he immediately lifted off. He didn't stomp me, where a horse will stomp you. So that was one of the distinction between a bull and a horse. And I participated in the rodeo twice, and the third time I had too much disciplinary, so they would not let me participate. But it have a prison orchestra that was assigned to the wind unit. That's all those guys do is practice all year round. And they have different outside entertainers. Freddie Fender, he always was there. If you know anything about Tex-Mex music or country and western, he always was one of the free world guests. And they have craft set up for the visitors. And the first thing they do when the rodeo starts, after the Star Spangled Banner, the announcer say, guys, say hello to the gals. And all the guys, we sitting on one side of the arena, we all holler and scream and stand up and wave at them. They say, gals, say hello to the guys. All the female inmates, they stand up and wave at us, and then the proceedings start. But that was a fun time. I don't know why they stopped it, because it appears from the outside to be a money-making scheme, because the inmates really ain't paid anything, not for the risk they take, and they charge an interest fee. Now, the inmates don't got to pay, but all the free world guests, man, it'd be over 10,000 people at that rodeo, so I don't know why they banned it. I would have to research that, but it was discontinued. Now, the old rodeo grounds, hell, I think they got a lot of prison buses parked there. And also, they added an outside dormitory at the walls. Matter of fact, when you're released from Huntsville at the Walls unit, you go through a building they built just for that purpose. That is part of the old rodeo grounds where inmates are released from. Most of the inmates, they didn't even want to participate, because you got a lot of people, they are city dwellers, man. They don't know nothing about no horses and bulls. Hell, I didn't know nothing about it myself, but I want to just give it a try just to get off the unit. You get a whole week off, and if you get to stay that whole month of October. You assigned to the Walls unit, and after the rodeo is over with, they send you back to your prison unit of assignment. Also, in my last video, I was speaking of COVID-19 in Texas prison system, and I listed the telephone number of the Mark Stiles unit in Beaumont, Texas, for some subscribers to contact these people, because they got a shipment of PPE equipment in and they would not pass it out. Now, I've had several subscribers call, and the warden's line secretary, she automatically is going to lie for the warden. I forgot to tell people in that video, Texas prison warden is not going to talk to you. That secretary, you can't get past the secretary. She's going to say, he's busy. He's not here. He no longer work here. And they're going to come up with all type of stuff. Now, I'm telling you, I got a direct pipeline to look at those guys in their housing area to see if they got PP on. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. They don't. They made some little masks and they passed them out to those guys. Now, the equipment they got in, the PPE equipment they got in, was the full face shield. And the gown, all this, they got all this in. These guys need it just as well as the people who work in the medical field. They're in close proximity to each other and can't do nothing about it. Even if you living in a dormitory, you sleep in a cubicles, you still right beside another guy. And if you in the cell blocks, it's 2 in that cell. When you come out of that cell, all them other guys are standing on the tier, and you go into the day room. There are a lot of guys in the day room. You go to the child hall. I doubt if they're going to practice social distancing in a prison child hall. It's 4 men sit at a table. What they going to have? One guy sitting at this table, skip a whole row of tables, and another guy? They not going to do that. They're going to try to feed child fast as possible, and they're going to pack you in like they always do. Now this warden secretary is telling a bald-faced lie. I got a hotline right to the prison to actually see inside what is going on. And those guys do not have PP equipment. If a truck come in bringing anything to the prison, inmates are the one who unload the truck. And those guys are going to open one of those boxes or accidentally drop one intentionally just to see what's inside of it. And they know what the hell came to their prison. Just like when the food truck comes. They know exactly what food came on that truck, because they are the one who unloaded. Now, everybody's You know, the only way an inmate can get COVID-19, he has to get it through a visitation or from a prison guard. Also at this prison, a lot of guards call in sick because it's a high rate of COVID-19 at this prison. So they don't want to get infected. But they are the ones who brought it to the prison. I got one guy asked me about this guy, MO3, the rapper who got shot. Well, I wasn't too far away when that happened. I got a policy. I don't get in other people's business. Dallas is murder city. You don't go around here gossiping and getting in other people's business. That will get your ass shot here. The boys will pay you a visit. So, guy asked me about doing a video on it. I better not. That's all I got to say on that subject. Y'all like and subscribe. Keep your shanks ready, because we don't know what's going to happen. Because I'm going to be out and about today. Like and subscribe, and have a good day.